remember how you were saying to include the link of the restaurants group in your featured section?
Yeah.
I wasn't seeing featured section. Like I'm not even sure. I saw it yesterday, but like I don't know where it. Let me take
Yeah, for sure.
it.
Yeah, let's go over that stuff. And yeah,
I see my screen. I see my screen by chance.
yeah, perfect.
That's good. Let me go back on my and I know it's like supposed to be like around here somewhere, but I'm not hard to load them. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know what you gotta do? You gotta go up,
Uh huh.
and we're gonna hit on um wait a minute, where is it? Let me look at my Facebook just to tell you where it is. One second.
Okay, okay. Because I saw it yesterday, and then I was like, okay,
Yeah,
where are you? Where are you? Let me look at yours.
yeah, for sure.
Let me look at yours first.
Oh wow.
Uh
You know
huh.
what? They took it out last night.
Let's check it out.
They took it out.
Really?
I don't have it either. What? That's insane. Baby, can you pass me my phone?
Wow.
Wow. What a crazy timing, because I can see it that they took out the feature photo on Facebook, and they also took out the links.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh, oh, and the bio as well. Did they?
Yeah, there's no bio anymore. What in the freaking world?
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, because remember we did the bio yesterday together. You don't have a bio anymore. Neither do I. Can you check if you have a bio? Or maybe just on desktop. Ah, you know what? It might just be on desktop because I can see it here on my mobile.
Oh, I mean, Facebook. Let me check on mine.
Yeah, let's see this quickly because yeah, I look, if you can see in my phone, I still got the bio
All right.
and I got the feature photo.
Yes, I'm seeing my bio. Featured photos. Well, I didn't have one in the first place, but
Yeah,
I wonder.
if you click this button right here that says edit details, that's where you'll be able
I,
to look. Yeah. Wow, but
I,
yeah, check on your desktop.
mm,
Man, that's crazy. That's funny. I literally only see like pictures. That's the first thing I see in Friends
pictures,
on
edit.
desktop.
If I click edit, proof, I think that's okay. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm seeing it. Yes,
Yeah,
it's in edit.
yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay, so
good.
well, maybe at least mobile is still there, but it's crazy that they took it out on desktop. Literally yesterday we were doing this together.
Oh wow, these days you
It's
should
gone, right? Oh,
edit.
weird. How come like how come Sanders still has everything?
Really? That, wow.
Let me just
Oh,
see some different people here. Yeah, yours is gone too. Let's see someone like Dan Henry. Still has it for some reason. Anyways, we'll have to work with what we have, right? Like that's something to that's also like another good lesson, right? It's like sometimes Facebook changes thing, and you know they can't just destroy our business because they make a change, you know.
set
So we
up.
need to always be prepared, and that's why the group, my friend, the group is really important because that becomes like your main place where you're gonna market. The profile is good to connect with people, but the group is really where the magic happens.
Yeah, so I created group. Let me see if I can like
Yeah.
I wasn't sure of the name, but I wait, should I share my screen or what should I do now?
Yeah, share your screen. Let's go over your offer sheet.
Okay. Okay, lovely.
Yeah, let's go over that first, and then we'll dive into like messaging today, like day 2.
Okay. Offer sheet. Yeah. This is I was so I'm sure. So I just
Yeah.
I was not sure. So we start with number one or which one we start now?
See, perfect. Okay, so let's go through it. Okay. So what are the 3 to 5 steps that you focus on in your work in order to get your clients the result they want? So Facebook ads, automated chatbots, social media marketing. Perfect. Okay, scroll down.
Okay.
2, what are the biggest tips and strategies you would give someone who needed to get results quickly? 3 to 5 steps they could take to turn things around. Okay, so go to Facebook ads targeting section and enter birthday in X. Target everyone who has a birthday this week or this month. Yeah, cool strategy. Create an ad with a birthday special deal, free entry with drinks or whatever birthday deal that you want to offer. That's great. You will have new customers coming this very week celebrating their birthdays with their loved ones or family guaranteed. Perfect.
So anybody else? What is the easiest one? And that's the one I'm doing right now for my son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and I'm gonna show you some examples here too. Let me see if I can find them because I used to have a lot of examples for restaurants too. So we had
Excuse me.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
we'll go back to sharing your screen. Just give me a sec. Let me see if I can find some examples of like of good ads that are easy to make for restaurants. Because I mean, when you have like a beautiful picture of a meal, right? That's like really delicious, and you put a good promotion, like you said, like two for one, or you get the sides free when you buy an entry, or like whatever it might be, right? Like those things always work out really well, and it's easy to make it work
Yeah.
because everyone loves food,
Yeah. And free or whatever.
Yeah. Let me see. Restaurant.
I think one. Let me show you the. Got it.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it for you.
When I go into like my database, like where I have all the stuff from the SMMA. Yeah, we did the agency for a few years, and we did like video, we did design, we did photography, like we did everything, like social media marketing, lead generation. And one of the mistakes I did, by the way, was like trying to work with many different types of business. I didn't niche down. So I was doing like a construction business. I had a restaurant. I had a dentist. I had a chiropractor. I had, what I mean? Like it was all over the place.
Yeah. Recently, I was studying. I was like, should I go for gym? Should I go for that? Should I go? But yeah, I was just studying because I wanted to get, as I was saying, like about 5 or 6 clients or so,
Yeah.
so I can transition into e-com. Uh, so that's,
Yeah. Yeah. And we can talk about that because after we did that, we did like e-com funnels. So there's basically 2 main ways, right, to sell with e-commerce. Well, mainly 3. Like you can sell through Amazon or eBay or one of those big platforms, right? That's number 1. Number 2, you can sell by Shopify, right? Like everyone does that. But number 3, and the most powerful one, is combining Shopify with funnels. Are you familiar with funnels?
Funnels? Yeah. I am. I did that for about and I was using the money that I made from in school to do drop shipping and buy courses and all that. So I was learning that.
Yeah,
It
perfect.
helped me out.
Yeah, so we went back in, when was it? July of 2018.
Right?
We went to, I don't know if you're familiar with Trey Llewellyn. Have you heard of him?
No, I'm not sure that well. Like, no, I'm not sure about them.
Yeah, the guy has sold $100 million using like funnels. 100 million. Crazy guy. And he had a 3-day mastermind, like in-person mastermind in Kentucky, I believe.
Mhm.
We flew and we were there like training with him like for like 3 days straight. And he taught us this specific funnel that has like 2 upsells and a membership, right? So for example, if you're selling shares, right?
Mhm.
Like the first one was like a very low end offer, and then he had an upsell, and then he had a membership.
Oh, okay.
And when you work out the numbers, you're making like 40 to 50% more than if you only had Shopify. So your numbers are super big, and it allows you to send more ads at a profitable rate. Because that's the thing. A lot of people don't know how to make e-commerce work because they're trying to make all their money in the front end.
Front end, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways,
Wow.
that's stuff for another day, but yeah, definitely that's something really good. Okay, if you want to go back to sharing your offer, I couldn't find what I was going to show you, but go back to sharing your offer sheet. I want to make sure that you have a really good offer.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to say number 3, or we want to
Yeah.
go back down?
Yeah. No, that's good.
Sorry, I didn't. Sorry, I lost you.
Let's see. What are the mistakes that your ideal client is making right now that are keeping them stuck? Okay, focusing on the wrong areas and are neglecting social media. They don't have a marketing plan. Okay, so that's definitely one. They don't have a social media marketing plan. That's good. What else? What else are they doing wrong right now?
Um, Throughout the meetings that I've had with restaurants is um, I guess they don't really see the value in it. You know,
Mhm.
I find they neglect it a lot. They don't see the power in it, and also even when they do they boost the posts and um, hmm, can I think of that? I guess that's the 2 main things that I've realized that they don't see value in it too much, you know, or like they say, oh well, another social media guy or God or whatever it is,
Mhm.
yeah, they neglect it. But
Yeah, I like if you can write 2 more, because those are gonna be really key when we go into sales, right? Like when we go into like some of the things that they're doing wrong. So let's put 2 more down that are really specific.
okay, I guess not creating enough content.
Mm-hmm.
I, yeah, they don't have like I think
Yeah, maybe they don't have someone, to help them take like good pictures of the customers or pictures of, yeah, maybe no one's trained them before. Maybe that's something that you can add if you know how to take some nice pictures, even with a nice phone. That's all you need to take some good pictures of you know of the waiters serving the food, happy clients, like a happy family eating a meal, like that stuff is good.
yeah, really,
Yeah.
come behind the scenes of like
Yeah.
chef stuff, making the food sometimes or dishes.
What else?
You have to import the content. Okay.
Let me actually bring my earphones while you put down that last one. Be right back.
Okay. Um, hmm. Oh, marketing content. Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You got any ideas, Andre? Damn. We got any ideas?
um, I think to keep it simple, maybe that they're not running advertising.
Advertising.
Yeah, because if you're gonna be really helping them with Facebook ads, I think being able to turn advertising into profit, right? Because I mean, a lot of people spend money on advertising. I don't know how it's in Trinidad. Like people maybe spend in the newspaper or in a billboard or in a magazine, but they're just wasting money. A lot of people, right? So
Yeah.
if you can show them like, hey, Mr. Restaurant owner, I can show you how you can put $1 into Facebook and get $2 back.
For sure. Because as you said, I realized I was most of again like the meetings. Most of them are kind of alike. Most of them are relying like on their brand name, like who is this restaurant. And I'm not gonna have you know,
Yeah,
rely on their brand name. So I think
yeah.
it's advertising. Okay. And what was it again? Not advertising. Not, not advertising. No.
Yeah, like advertising, like profitable advertising. I think that's the right term. Because as I said, like, a lot of people can do advertising, but can they do profitable advertising? That's a different story.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. I put on this part here.
Hmm.
Kind of, I had a, I was,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go through the
explain,
unique methodology.
like explain exactly, what is it, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. So to give you more context, this is
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like your 1, 2, 3 punch, right? Like your easy way to explain what your process is. Like all of us, we learn better with steps, right? With processes, with like a specific methodology, right? And
Right.
if tomorrow there's another guy that says, hey, I can also help you with Facebook ads, but he has trouble explaining what they do, how they do it, and you have a specific methodology, then you're gonna win over the other guy, over the competition, because you have something unique. That's the power of the methodology.
Oh,
Mhm.
that makes
So
sense.
yeah, like you could even be more specific and call it like the restaurant transformation process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pulled something else.
Hmm.
Maybe, okay, but,
Yeah,
so, would you, would you fixate this or would you wait?
yeah.
Okay. So what would you suggest? Is this good enough or?
I would say, yeah, like if you want to call it, yeah, the like something restaurant, like the restaurant transformation process, or the restaurant transformation system.
Have, have any niche any name?
Hmm. Yeah, like calling it like RTP. Yeah. And you know what? There's something psychological that happens when someone has a methodology. You have more trust, more credibility.
Wow. thinking about that, he was like, yeah, it makes sense. It sounds like, yeah, this guy, he knows what he's doing. He has everything in order.
Yeah.
It gives a lot in pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Number two is that now it's time to go deeper.
Yeah. So now we're gonna break it down, and let me first read what you have. Let's see. So number one is perspective. What happens in this step? We help them resolve their goals for their business and overall lives. Okay, we need to be a bit more specific, right? We want to be very easy to explain for like someone that's like like someone like a restaurant owner. He doesn't know anything about social media, right? He's like he's not like a marketing guy, right? So we want to make it very easy to know. Maybe let me ask you, what's the first thing you do or what's the first thing you did with this client that you had when you first started? Did you do a plan? Did you do a strategy? What was the first thing you did?
After I signed up?
Yeah, after they signed up.
After we signed up, we did a few days later, we did a plan, a 90 day plan, because I'm on for 90 days basically,
90-day plan. Okay, cool. So maybe the first step should be called 90-day plan.
Oh, okay. So this is after I signed them.
After you sign them, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it kind of mixed up. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
no worries. And this is going to be very important because, as you'll see later on today, we're going to be creating content to obviously give your value, and so you'll be able to explain these steps in more detail, and so people will read it and be like, that's exactly what I need. I need step 1, a 90-day plan, step 2, step 3, like that.
Okay. Then after 90 days, we do a plan to do like a
right
month from January. But what happens in this step? Okay, so
yeah.
Okay.
Something simple like, hey, we sit down and see, all the goals, the challenges, and the a strategy for the next 90 days or something like that.
So that's the goal. Should I get more specific in terms of the goals as well? Like, should I add that in? Are you hearing me by chance?
I would say you don't need to put 30% increase because it might be more, right? So I would just say like a massive increase in sales. Yeah, and I would probably add it, because you're running ads. I would probably add a social media plan and an advertising strategy plan. Perfect. Why does it happen at this process? At this point in the process? Okay, so yeah, they, write something accordingly. Mm-hmm. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you already have that. Yep. So they currently are and paints a clear path to their destination. Here, they'll discover where they want the restaurant to be 1 year from now. 1 year or 90 days?
1 year, because that's what I had. I had the perspective from before.
Yeah.
So,
and it's okay. Like if you feel better planning for a year because you're hoping that the client will stay for you for a whole year, that's good too. Like that's a good strategy too. So like, I'm not telling you which one is better. Like they're both work. It's up to you if you want to do 90 days or 12 months.
Because after the 90 days to 3 months, then they can, okay, this stuff works. Let's go on to this long term.
Right. Okay.
Here they will discover. Here they will be. No, well, they must be so here it is. Here they will discover. I'm trying to think there's some weird here right now. Mm, okay. I don't know if that makes sense because I'm trying to like
Yeah.
I'm trying to say that okay like after I speak with them like in the meeting and stuff and I ask them what are the plans for the next 12 months like where do they see the direction in the next 12
Yes.
months after the 90 days they get
Mm-hmm.
really realize like okay wait now this is possible
Yes. Yeah.
the goal is I'm trying to articulate that and I'm not good at writing.
Okay.
I'm getting listening to the
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
By the way, the internet is a little choppy on your end. Maybe close some tabs or anything that might be sucking the internet.
I know what to do. I'll just because you see, we haven't paid the internet bill, so I am getting internet from my neighbor. Yes, so this is for the time being we get this like, until this weekend. I'll have that covered. I you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now for sure.
Okay, lovely. Yeah. Those
Okay.
were-
Okay.
Anyway, so
Okay, good. Okay, let's
let's
go
go.
to the next one. Okay, step 2. Okay, so what was the second thing you did? So you're clear on the plan. What happens next?
Well, I'll have to change all of it because I thought this is kind of
Yeah,
distorting.
and that's okay. We'll do this together.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we did the plan. The next step is this is not because after much of the onboarding even the onboarding.
Try to remember, like with the client that you had, like what was the next thing that happened? Did you plan the offer? Did you start doing like the ads or the bot? Like how did you, like what was the next step?
Oh, okay. Well, so after we had a meeting and we planned out in 90 days, and we're going to for month one, month two, month three.
Yeah.
I told them it would take 5 days to have everything on order. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and as in launching the ads in other words,
Mm-hmm.
launching the chatbots, the Facebook ads,
Perfect.
for them to
Yeah. So maybe you could name it something cool, like, the like client machine, or the new customer system, right? And the system is obviously Facebook ads with the chatbot, right? Like those two together is what creates that effect, right? So maybe, yeah, give it a cool name, something like step 2, like, I don't know, let you do it.
so,
Yeah. Maybe call it the client system, and then we'll go into detail in the next question. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So right there, what happens in that step?
Mm, such a nice.
Mm-hmm. I, I actually like what you wrote in the step 3 of we show them how Facebook ads can put their food restaurant in front of the right prospect. Maybe you can add that to what you just wrote.
Mm, you set up the Facebook ads and stuff, right? You know, Facebook ads, stuff. Yeah. Is that good enough, or do you want it?
No, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Let me ask you something. If I'm a restaurant owner, okay, actually, what's the name of the restaurant owner of the client you have?
Her name is Jennifer.
Jennifer. Okay, so pretend I'm Jennifer, right? Um, what would you like? How would you explain what a chatbot is if I don't know it? You know, because again, I'm just a restaurant owner, right? I don't know all these marketing terms like, you know, like targeting and like chatbot, like all this is like speaking Chinese, right? So how would you explain to me what a chatbot is?
Well, how I see it, I would I would say a chatbot is, I think I told her a chatbot is basically a virtual assistant where where it has conversations with your customer without you having to,
Mm-hmm.
right? Oh, they get short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a chatbot is a
Right?
chatbot is
Mm-hmm.
I get okay. Actually, she had a social media manager there. So I told him, I said, and you know all the um stupid and repetitive questions that customers always ask, like what time you open, or what are your menu, where you eat it. Say
Mm-hmm.
basically, and once they enter that, automatically the location of the menu pops up. Everything's automated, so you have less. It's basically a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
Capabilities. Um,
I like what you said, like that has like conversations with your customer. That's good. It could be just like something simple like chatbot. If you don't know what that is just a new piece of technology that helps you, you know, reach out to your customers and have conversations on autopilot. So you don't need to use any of your time. It has conversations for you, right? And then it brings them automatically into your restaurant. That's it.
yeah, wait, so include that in the in here, or
Ah, no, that's just something to keep in mind.
yeah, well, yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
just me. I want to write that down. Yeah, this is this is in my computer. My game console. My computer is
Yeah.
it's thing. Uh, and okay, that I love that. Well, anyway, it's recording, right? So that's it.
Yeah.
You're recording this for.
Yeah.
Okay. Why does this stuff happen at this point in the process?
Yeah. I like that you said that, what makes a restaurant unique, something that separates you from the crowd, potential customers. Remember you, the one thing. I think that's good. You could blend it with the Facebook ads and chatbot and said something like, when you can have a really good offer and a really good ad that speaks what's unique about you and that separates you from the crowd, then the potential customers remember you and you can get more sales, something like that, right? Just blending both, right? Like what you wrote and what you have. Yeah. Yeah, we'll turn strangers into customers. Yeah. Mhm.
And then 3.
And actually, you know what? One thing that I remember from experience was really good for restaurants. They will always be like, oh, like I would tell them something like, hey, like, what if you could send an ad exactly to the area around the restaurant with the people that are near your restaurant? What if you had the technology to do that, right? Like a lot of them don't know how to do all that, obviously, on Facebook ads, but you do. So that's something cool that you can tell them of, like, we have the technology to target specifically the areas that you want people to come. So we can make a campaign only around the restaurant, or like around the city, or a specific like rich neighborhood. Like that gets restaurants excited, like, because a lot of the times, they might think, oh, like there's a lot of people around here that don't buy, but maybe in this other part of town they do. So if you can tell them maybe in this step, like, in the question, what happens in this step? You say, we set up their Facebook ads and chatbot with like geo-targeted location or something like that. That makes us feel like, wow, that's like very specific, right? Like I know restaurant owners love that. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I told her that, she got excited.
Yeah. It's cool because then it's like, oh wow, like it just feels like you could like handpick who you want to see it. It's not like a billboard, right? Like a billboard, you put it there and it's like, it's everyone that drives there. They might be from many parts of town, but if you can only do like 10 kilometers around the restaurant and just keep showing people ads, like that's really effective, right? Yeah, it's good.
But since so number 3.
Number 3.
That's how you step 3.
Yeah, so once you run the ads, once you now starting to get people, what happens after?
What happens after is keep thanking
Maybe there's like reporting or like analyzing like the data, or maybe like there's like a follow-up process to like the people that came with like another promotion, like up to you, right? Like there's a lot of things you can do for restaurants, even some that are really advanced, right? But I wanna hear from you what happens after that, right? Like, what's the next step?
Oh well, you see, what happens? What will happen right now? For the first month we did, which is last month into this month, we did what a BOGO offer, and for everyone that redeemed already, I sent. Well, I'm gonna send it now after this. They're gonna get a voucher for 30% off the appetizer within the next 14 days, and that's only the ones that redeemed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so the ones that redeemed
Ah,
are better.
that's good. Yeah. So maybe the step three could be something like loyalty program, right? So people keep coming back, right? Like it's like a loyalty, like, like, yeah,
And they put loyalty
you know.
or customer
Mhm.
retention or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like loyalty and retention.
Is it good enough? Or
Yeah.
priority?
Yeah. I think the word loyalty is nice. Maybe put both, like customer loyalty and retention.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's nice. Because now it's like, okay, like step one, we plan, right? So like if I was explaining it to you in a minute, right? I'd be like, hey, Andel, step one, like our restaurant transformation process, very simple, Why work with us? Very simple. Number one, we got the 90-day plan. We get very clear on everything that you need to increase sales in the next 90 days. We take a look at everything. Develop social media plan, great. Number two, we launch your client system. We have Facebook ads, chatbot, geolocation. We launch that first campaign so that we can turn strangers into customers. And then the last step of our process, we actually have something called the loyalty and retention program. And so what we do is now we get people to not just come once, but to keep coming back and to bring their family and their friends, and you can just keep increasing and retain those people for many, many, like time to come. Right? So wow, so that feels really good, right? And I can explain it really fast. It's not like this long pitch and people are like lost,
Sure.
Easy, simple, that's what sells.
Well, it sounds sweet.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
It's what happens here.
Yeah.
What happens here. Actually, buy this.
Yeah. So maybe expand a little bit on like how you get them back into that restaurant with some sort of follow-up promotion or some sort of you know other incentive or another offer if they keep coming back, for a second, you know. And I would say that one of the main things that, and we'll talk more about this on the sales part, but in my experience, one of the biggest things that sells restaurants owners and that they can pay you more money is when you can prove to them like a lifetime value of a client. Do you know what lifetime value is?
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
And I actually have a sheet.
perfect. Exactly. And you can do like projections, right? So you can say like, hey, like if this customer was worth, let's just say $500, the first month, imagine if they come every single month for the next 12 months, for the next 24 months, for the next like 3 years, right? Like now you're making big numbers work, and now they're like, wow, okay, yes, if they can come for that long, that's an awesome lifetime value, and that's really where the big money is made for restaurants for like the long term.
Wow. Should I, should I get more specific here?
Back into restaurants with a follow-up promotion. I would just say something like, yes, so they keep coming back, you know, for time and time to come, or for months, years and years, or whatever, you know. Maybe and even bring other family and friends, right? Because now you can do like little referrals, like, hey, bring a friend and the third person dines for free, right? Like things like that are really cool to do. And one of the beautiful things about restaurants is that you can just do like a free dessert or a free drink, like little things like that. It's all people need to keep coming back, you know. Doesn't even need to cost them like, oh, like we're losing money because we're giving away so much stuff. Like, no, like it can be something very simple, like, you know, an extra appetizer for free appetizers when you bring two or more friends, like a lot of things you can do. Yeah, perfect.
Right. Why does this happen? Okay, remove.
Right. Here's where you can talk about a little bit about lifetime value and about like, you know, long-term like loyalty and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Good.
No, because the customer continues to visit the restaurant, bring food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
So you can put this in if anyone's business. Yeah.
Right.
Would you add anything else, or would you?
I think it's good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's good. Right. So tell it to me. Just like imagine we're having a conversation. Just, you know, tell me like, hey, and they're like, I love to work with you. What makes you unique? What's your process?
Okay, lovely. So, what makes us unique is that we have it's three as easy as three simple steps. The first step is that we have a 90-day a 90-day the plan, and where we show you step by step over the next 3 months, 90 days. We get an advertising plan for your business that gets you massive increase in sales. Step number two, we have what they call the clients system. You set up your Facebook as your chatbots with geo-targeted location to have your food and your restaurant in front of the right uh, and we turn strangers into the customers.
Perfect.
And then lastly, step number three, we have the customer loyalty and retention. So basically, we get customers coming back into your restaurant, bring in family and friends, and we increase the lifetime value of the customer you know, so they love your restaurant, and they have birthdays, they have events, they have baby showers. Mm,
Perfect. That's
uh,
good. No, that's great.
that's
And
nice.
what I like to add every time, and maybe you can put this as a last part just to finish up. You can say something like, and when you implement, like, you know, after you say it, like, yeah, so like you're coming back, increasing the lifetime value of your customer, then you can say, and so what happens is when you implement the restaurant transformation process, or the RTP for short, you can get amazing results, just like Jennifer. When I met Jennifer, she was struggling to grow her restaurant.
Yeah.
First month working with her, we got her 300 customers, adding up to like $10,000. And that's only month one. So imagine what it can do for your business. Boom. Right? So in literally like 3 5 minutes, you told them what you're unique, what your process is, and you told them a little story, because the stories are really powerful, right? Like they work in the minds of customers, like, oh wow, like that was the result for Jennifer. Well, it must be work for me too.
Wow.
Right? So you can add up that little story with just literally like that of like, when I met Jennifer, she was struggling, she didn't have a marketing plan, she, etc. And then after X amount of time working with me, all of a sudden we have this many new customers, this much revenue, like just very simple, right? Like before and after story. And then that's it. That makes it punchy and like powerful.
Story. Oops. Why isn't it? There's something first. On after this time, those short stuff here.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, on after use temporal.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a great case study. You should.
It's actually more. It's actually about
Amazing.
if I actually do. I want to get the exact numbers.
Yeah, get the exact numbers, and I would really encourage you to maybe do a little video with her, or a little, like, you know, just something where maybe you can show her face, and maybe she's saying like, yeah, honestly, working with Andel has been amazing. I got from here to this many sales in this many days. I really recommend. Like, that would get you like customers so much easier.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And you can charge more too, right? Because it's like, you know, if you charge like $2,000, but you're bringing in 10 or 20,000, then it's easy to charge 2,000.
Definitely.
Uh,
Yeah, it really makes sense because I was I just started with you know, for 697. You know,
yeah,
at the end of the 3 months, which is on January 10th, you know, we'll be renegotiating everything, and God willing, and go forth.
for sure, man.
Jennifer started to keep it within 5 days, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
and well, and then explain the the RTP. Okay.
yeah, perfect. Awesome.
Briefly.
Hmm.
Okay, great.
Great. Okay,
That's,
so yeah,
that's
that's just the example. No problem.
yeah, right here.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so give it give your program a cool name. It can maybe be the same name, like the restaurant transformation program. Keep it simple.
Yeah, I like the elite mastery. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't mind that if you just put the word restaurant. I just think that it's powerful to have the word restaurant, because that's
yeah, for
exactly who
sure.
you're for.
I agree too, because you know,
Yeah,
it has the niche in it. You know,
yeah,
restaurant transformation.
yeah. Program. Yeah. So one is the process, right, and the other one is the program. Easy.
RGB
Right.
and the structure. Okay,
Yeah.
just
Let's talk
kind
about the structure.
of understand in order to complete this. Alright, let's go up. We need to
Yeah.
know. Okay, cool. Is it one-on-one? Because I wasn't sure. Group, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so I believe it's definitely one-on-one, like a one-on-one service.
Sure.
The features, this is very important on the features. Okay, yeah. So you wrote it. Okay, perfect. So you said 2 one-on-one calls. The first call closed. Second call onboarding process. Email content, high quality videos, pictures. Yeah, like you want to make sure. One of the biggest mistakes I did when I was doing the agency is I wouldn't be specific. So for example, I would close the client, and they wouldn't know exactly what, like how many calls, like how often we would talk. And so the problem is they start contacting you and sending you pictures and chatting about ideas, and you don't want that because they will suck your time. Like you want to make it as easy as possible, right? So I really recommend, yeah, the very first call is very important. So obviously you close them over the phone, okay, or in person, whatever.
Yeah, and yeah, it was. I had like it was about 4 or 5 meetings with them, to be honest.
Oh shoot, yeah. So yeah, we want to shrink that process. I'll obviously like be coaching you on that. But the next call is what I call, yeah, like you said, like the onboarding process call, right? So in that call is so important. Okay, you wanna and you might want to write this down. You wanna like set something straight on that. Basically, the first call after they pay you, right? So number one, you want to get all the passwords, all the admin stuff, like business manager, like all the tech stuff sorted out in that. Okay.
Passwords. Wait, the content. Just okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. Any content you need from them, any access to like being an admin for their Facebook page, whatever it might be.
Yeah, for sure. Access to pages.
Mm-hmm.
Admin. Right, for sure.
Right. So that's one.
Access.
Mm-hmm. Number two, you want to tell them how often you're going to talk to them, right? So that there's no miscommunication, right? Like some people want to talk every day, but you don't have time every day. You're busy getting more clients or doing what you love doing, right? So I recommend doing calls maybe once every 2 weeks or maybe even once a month, just to go over numbers and everything like that. But for the most part, you want to keep it very, very easy, right? Like maybe they can send you an email if they need anything, but no random calling like, hey, Andel, I just wanted to check what you do. Like none of that. Cause like, that's one of the things that will put a lot of pressure in you. Like people trying to reach you because they think that they can talk to you at any time. None of that. So you want to tell them very specifically, like, yeah, it's very simple. I will be getting all that stuff for you. I'll be, in the background doing everything to get you those clients and making this campaign work. All you need to do is have 1 30-minute call every other week, right? Bi-weekly 30-minute call so that you can go over numbers, reporting, maybe get some new pictures, whatever, right? Yeah, every other week, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right. So that's easy, right? Because then that means that maybe it takes you maybe a couple hours a week to set up the campaigns, maybe 10 minutes every 2 or 3 days monitoring your Facebook ads campaign, right? Because you don't want to be messing with ads more than 2 or 3 days. You always want to let a little bit of time so you can gather good data. Yeah, you probably know all that. But yeah, so you got the onboarding process, password, content access. That's great. Report, just one call every other week. Maybe, I don't know, are you offering like posting on their social media stuff too as part of the package, or only Facebook ads and chat?
I'm also doing the management side of well, just the posting, I should say. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So tell them that at the beginning of every week or at every month, depending, how good they are, they should send you everything in a Google Drive folder, and that's it, right? Like, again, you don't want like email, like sending you one picture at a time in email and your email is like blowing up, like none of that. So you want to have like all the assets in one place, in one nice like Google Drive folder, and then you work for the rest of the month on your own. Right, so that's good. I also like to ask in this first onboarding call a couple of questions that are just really nice to like kick off the call.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to write this down. Question number one, what does success look like to you?
Yes, for sure.
Right, you want to have like very, very clear on what success looks like, number one. Number two, what does failure look like? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do this. I remember when in the course with Ty is, I think it's Choso too, and he on board, and he mentioned this.
Yes.
Like, oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What in respect to what a success looks like, you know, like in 3 months or 6 months, where does it look to you?
Exactly.
You gotta make sure
Yeah.
the expectations are clear.
Exactly. Yeah.
That my first client, to be honest, and
Mm-hmm.
that was horrible. But anyway,
I
on
know.
to the next. It makes sense. I like that.
We live and we learn, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Another good question is, what are your roles and responsibilities, and what are my roles and responsibilities? Right? Because again, like sometimes clients expect, oh, I thought you're also gonna do Google Maps for me, or something, right? That they just assume, because you know sometimes people are like, oh yeah, he's gonna do everything digital for me, but it's like, no, no, no. Let's define very well so there's no confusion, right? Because the problems happen in the confusion, like, oh, I thought, she said, he said. No, just what are your roles and responsibilities? So the client's roles are like sending you the pictures, you know, like giving you the numbers every month or every week about like the sales, right? Because you want to keep track of all this stuff, because if you're spending money on Facebook but you don't know how much they're making, then you don't know if you should increase the ad spend, decrease the ad spend. Is it working? Is it not working? You need to have those numbers in hand.
Sure.
Right? So that's something that maybe they should send you an email at the end of every week with like, you know, this week, 10 new customers came and we sold $1,000 worth of food.
That makes sense. I like that. That makes sense.
You know?
In respect to sending me the feedback, how, well, I don't know. Well, I don't know if you might know exactly how do you think they might do that? Like, they have everything tracked, right? I believe so. Like,
yeah,
working.
yeah. Hopefully they have like tracking. I mean, restaurants usually at the end of every day they have like the balance, right? Where they like do all the math and they print all the receipts of the customers and they like basically close the cash register.
Okay, good.
Right? So what you might want to do is you might want to set up a little Google sheet, right?
Yeah.
A little Excel sheet that just says like week 1, week 2, week 3, and then some columns like how many new customers, how much revenue, like just simple, right? Just so that you have like the numbers of like, hey, like, is it working? Because hey, if it's working, amazing, put more money on Facebook ads. Let's make you more money. If it's not working, let's stop it. Let's see, maybe tweak offer, tweak a picture, tweak targeting, right?
Oops. Damn. Okay, because yeah, I have a Google Sheets for the BOGO, and well, I just made one for the birthday offer, because we're doing a birthday offer now for the next month.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that does well as well.
Yeah.
What does, okay, so put on
Yeah.
customers. Customers. Yeah, I like this one because I need to know it also.
Yeah, because this also makes you be like feel better about like covering all your bases. There's no like open loops and confusion, right? Everything is clear. like everyone is, and it also allows you to charge more because it's very professional. You're touching on every area and giving them structure, giving them like specifics, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. 'Cause I don't know. I don't know Teddy T. You know.
Mm-hmm.
T. Okay, you could the onboarding, the password, the stuff like that. Cool. Questions. Okay, what does success looks like?
Mm-hmm.
Make the rules clear, which is a very important one, to be
Mm-hmm.
very honest.
Yes.
Because there's a kind of problem which I actually have to be down there at 4, so I have to go to the restaurant and speak to the manager. Basically, they have a restaurant, they have a social media. Well, I like a manager guy, and he's not replying to the inbox messages, you know, and I'm not supposed to be doing that. That's
Right. Exactly.
and
Yeah.
like commenting on the posts, like like I'm replying to all that nonsense.
Exactly. So you wanna be very specific, like, hey, I will be posting, but I won't manage the inbox. I'll only manage the comments, for example. Right? Just again, just defining very clear, because when you leave things like, oh, I don't know, I thought you were gonna do it, and then you thought they were gonna do it, and then no one does it, like it's a mess, right?
Yeah, it is right now because that inbox is so filled.
Yeah.
Is inbox with
Yeah.
many chat. Well, ugh.
Yes, yeah, I know many
Yeah.
chat well. Yeah, I would recommend, one of the things I used to do, right, when I was running the agency, I would get maybe like a waiter or like a person that is obviously part of the restaurant, and I would train them super quick on like, hey, this is just some of the things you gotta do on social media, right? So it's almost like you have like a little assistant, because the restaurant owner doesn't have time to do all the little tasks. So it's nice to have like a middle person, right? So it's like you're here, handling Facebook campaigns, all that. The restaurant owner is here, but there's this person in the middle that just kind of sends files, maybe answers to messages, and just little things like that, if possible, right? If not, sometimes the restaurant owner needs to do it. Depends on the size of the restaurant.
Yeah, she has a manager, but he does nothing. He does nothing. I need to
Yeah.
fix that one head down here to see.
Yeah, and you know what? One of the things I always like to do with clients is always telling them like, look, this is a partnership. Okay, this is not like, oh, here's the money and buy. Like, no, like this is a partnership, and part of making the roles clear is being like, hey, are you gonna be committed? Like I'm committed, so I expect you to answer fast, to send me those pictures on the Google Drive, to send me the report, to like just at the very first call, right? So that way everything is set, and then you start with your process.
Wow, I love it. Bi-weekly.
Good.
Well, yes, the
Perfect.
investment. This is
Investment.
why I think that right now, like I can just my okay. Um,
Too low.
yeah, I agree. Too low, because really thinking about it, to be honest, too
Now,
low.
let me ask you something. Do you
Mhm.
want to work with restaurants in the States, in Canada, in Europe, in other places, or only in your hometown?
Uh, Internationally, because
Perfect.
there's not much restaurants that can afford this. Like this is like
Yes,
they really can't afford this.
exactly. So I would recommend, because look, like, here's the truth, and I'm just going to tell you what I used to charge, okay?
Mm.
So if I was only doing Facebook ads, I would charge 2,000 a month. If I was doing Facebook ads and social media, I would be charging 3,000 a month. And if I was doing Facebook ads, social media, chatbot, email, the strategy, like the whole thing, I was charging like 5,000 a month. Okay.
Okay.
So I would say minimum 2,000 a month.
Yeah, sure. Because if you
Yeah.
really look at like she made like 68,000, and well, I mean, okay, let's say 10K. How much do you think is like like okay, like 4x ROI, like
Yeah, that's good.
4 is good, right? 'Cause I think 4 is good, for
Yeah.
like a
So
charge.
you could be like, you could say like, hey, it's 3,000 total, 2,000 a month for my service and 1,000 a month for ads, for example, right? So I would do stuff like that. I would say like, hey, it's 5,000 total, 3,000 for my fee and 2,000 for Facebook ads.
Definitely agree.
Right, so things like that. And obviously again, like, depends on the size of the restaurant, but hey, there's some big restaurants that have a lot of money. $2,000, $3,000 is no problem if you're bringing them 10, 20, even 30,000, $50,000 a month. And it also makes you look more credible, because there's something funny, man. Like, there's something like psychological. Like, when you charge more money for your service, people take you more seriously.
If you charge more?
Yeah, people take you more seriously, because they, in their minds, they're gonna think like let me give you a good example, right? So like, buying a suit, okay? If a suit costs me like the same as a shirt would cost me, I automatically think what? Oh, that suit is cheap. I think that suit is like, or maybe like a pair of shoes, right? Like, maybe a pair of shoes is like $5, $10. I'm like, that shoe is fake brand, right? But what happens if the shoe is $100? In my mind, I'm like, ooh, that shoe is like nice. There's gotta be like fashion, like nice style. Even if it's the same shoe, even if it's the same exact shoe or the same exact suit, if I just see it from the distance and it costs $10, I think it's cheap. Material is gonna be bad, even if I don't see it, just from the distance.
That is so true. Well,
Right?
because it's $100.
But because it's $100 or $200, dollar suit, like, I think automatically, wow, there's gotta be like nice quality, nice brand. Yeah, I'm just assuming because of the price. Like, it might be the same exact suit. As a matter of fact, in Canada, sometimes this happens, right? Like, you have one store that sells it for higher price, and you have a store that makes it really discount. Well, the one of the discount, I think, this is like a low end store, like cheap quality, even if it's the same exact suit. So the price also plays like a psychological thing. So I would maybe say something like $2,000 for 1 month, or 3 months for 5,000. Right? Like, if you wanna close a client for all 3 months, which is obviously
Upfront.
better. Yeah, upfront, of course.
That makes sense.
Right? So that's a nice way to put it, right? Like, giving them a little discount if they go for 3 months, like, right? So 2,000 a month, or 3 months for 5,000, for example. Yeah, and then plus ad spend.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's well, the client of mine right now is only and we're only doing 500 US. Well, the $500 in ad spend, to be honest.
Oh, like then that's amazing. Then that means you've gotten them so good results with very little budget. That's great. Like, imagine if you spent 1,000 instead of 100.
Yeah, for sure.
They would need to expand the restaurant, get more cooks, get more waiters, right?
Definitely would.
But that's a good problem to have. Imagine they're like, man, like, when Andel came, we only had like 2 chefs. And after 3 months of working with Andel, we had to hire 3 more chefs, 3 more waiters, like more chairs, more tables.
The chef spoke to me. His name is Little. He spoke to me. He said, Andel, next year when we doing, I said, please, let's not do this on a weekend.
Because he's going crazy. Too many customers.
Too much work. He said he's Sunday. He had to call some friends. He had to call his like a few more chefs now.
That's
to help them out. And I was like, wow, that's amazing.
That's good. Now, so another little trick here when charging is the following. Okay, so I'll do it with you. Imagine you're Jennifer now, okay, and I'm you.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so ask me, how much is your service?
So Andrew, how much How much do you charge?
Yeah, for sure. So we charge $2,000 to set up everything first, and then $2,000 a month, or 5,000 for the 3 months. But if you sign up with me right now, because of a birthday, because end of the year special, because of whatever, I'm gonna waive the upfront setup fee of 2,000. So it's only $2,000 a month, right? So you tell them that you have a setup fee, right, to set up everything, and that's usually what agencies do. They charge like one fee to set up everything, and then the monthly recurring, right?
Oh.
So you can just tell them like, I'm gonna completely clear the first 2,000 for the setup, and it's just $2,000 every month. You see what I'm saying?
Wow. Okay, then.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Like, no. Okay, okay.
yeah,
But,
because like technically, and as you work with like bigger restaurants, like obviously it takes time to set up business manager, get the passwords, get like all of that first setup. Like it takes time, and people usually charge a setup fee. It's called like a setup, like $2,000, $3,000 fee. But you can tell them, hey, I can waive this fee if you sign in the next 24 hours, right? Or if you get the 3-month package. I also did that a couple of times. I said, hey, I have a 2,000 upfront fee and $2,000 a month, but I'll tell you what, if you sign up for all 3 months, I'll waive the $2,000 fee. So it becomes like an incentive, for people to sign up.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say maybe like 1,000 setup fee, or like a 2,000 setup fee, right?
No, but we didn't speak about ad spend though. We didn't. How do we like incorporate that as well? Like, yeah, we said,
Yeah.
yeah, we spoke about the
Yeah.
and the service fee, but how do we incorporate ad spend in that as well?
For sure. So I always think there's like two types of restaurant owners, right? There's a type of restaurant owner that likes to see everything in like chunks, right? Like divided, like this much for fee, this much for my service, this much for Facebook ads. So you can give it to them like that, like cut into pieces. There's other business owners that just tell me one price for everything, like all in price,
Yeah.
right? So depending on which business owner, you can say, hey, it's 2,500 total, 2,000 a month for me, and $500 for ads, right? So it depends if you want to basically bundle it or don't bundle it, because some people might say, oh, you know what, I want to spend more on ad spend, or we can adjust it, start with this much, and then if it works, then I add this much, right? So sometimes I like to keep it like loose, like kind of free up to them. Yeah.
So must spend lovely. Yeah, because I think like in the US, I don't think, or any international client, I don't think 500 US would be enough. I think it'd be at least 1,000 minimum ad spend.
Yeah.
Will be ideal, because with the amount of ads that's flying around.
Costed a little bit higher, definitely in the States.
Yeah,
so
sure. So
yeah, I would. Yeah, so in total, it could just be the $3,000 a month. So again, if you were asking me, hey, Andel, how much is your price? I would say, hey, we have a 2,000 setup fee, number one, and then $3,000 a month. 2 of that goes to our management fee, and 1,000 goes to ad spend. But I'll tell you what, Jennifer, if you sign up today, we have a special where I waive completely the 2K setup fee. So it's just $3,000 right now to get started. Right? So that feels nice. It feels like, wow, like you're hooking me up, And you can say, and I'll also add a strategy plan for free, or like you can do so many different things, but this has worked good for me.
For sure. 3K a month.
Yeah. And you can say, and it's only $3K a month, and that already includes a $1,000 of ad spend.
Yeah, it includes it.
right? And it includes that. Yeah, like saying it that way, people are like, oh, perfect. So it's like it's 3,000, no more hidden fees, no more expensive softwares, no more things like, you know, because people don't like those things. Like it's like, oh, here's some money, and then later you're like, oh, I need more for this software and need more for this, and like, no, just tell me one price, make it simple for people, you know.
Yeah. Until that's my cost.
Yeah.
That's all.
Perfect.
No hidden fees.
No hidden fees. Exactly. That's it.
Mm.
Right? 3,000 a month covers for everything, for you and for your team and for, you know, the training and for the calls and for everything that you'll be given.
No, it's true. 2K.
Yeah.
Setup fee. Okay, lovely. Oh, I did.
Yeah. Perfect.
I like it. I guess I could
Yeah.
eliminate this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Eliminate that. Because I remember the first time when I was just starting out, I just I already had like these skills like in the ads, but it's just like the sales, right?
Yeah.
To go like in meetings, and I'm ready. The first time I told someone 997. No, it was actually an agent or real estate agent. She was like, "Wow, I have nothing in your league. This." I said 997. Huh? I said, "Yeah, I have nothing in your league. This conversation is over. And it was nice meeting you, but
Yeah.
I just laughed it off, and yeah,
For sure.
we spoke no after, but that was
Yeah.
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 I was like, nope, let me go international because
Yeah.
this is not good.
For sure. And you know,
Yeah,
like there's always people that are gonna think, oh, it's too expensive, and there's also people that are gonna think it's too cheap. There's people in both ends, you know, like you will be surprised. I'm sure there's restaurants out there paying 50 grand a month to an agency, and there's other ones that are paying $500 a month, right? So there's all kinds of people, but you want to really own your value, you know, like really understand, like you're solving a huge problem for a restaurant, huge problem. You're helping them with their branding, their social media presence, getting them more customers, advertising, loyalty, like organization of their finances, with like it, like you're helping them with so many things, you know what I mean? So you really need to know that it's a lot of work, right? So you need to charge something that feels right to that, you know. And to be honest, if you're bringing them like $20,000 a month, you know, in between actual revenue and branding dollars, right? Because obviously not everything ROI wise is money. There's some things that are invisible ROI.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With invisible ROI, it's like if people see your brand, if they see your ads, if they see your content, even if they don't buy, that's invisible ROI. You're building brand, you're building like reputation. You understand?
Sure.
So you need to really understand that that's a big problem you're solving, and charging anything less than $2,000 a month, it's a disservice to yourself, because your time is valuable, your skills are valuable. Like these are things that are not easy, you know. Like I'm sure it's taking you a lot of time, a lot of nights of reading and studying content and like going through the courses, and like
Yeah.
it it's a long journey, you know. So really always remember that, and don't let anyone try to like, oh, can you charge me like couple $100 only and I give you free food, like,
And,
you know, just really own your value. Your age has nothing to do, because that's the other thing too. People like to say, oh, you're just starting. Oh,
yeah,
you're just starting.
I
I'm
had that.
I'm gonna give you.
I had that already. I
Yeah.
had it.
Yeah.
It's like even about a month ago. I got a restaurant. I am a cold caller guy.
Yeah.
A restaurant owner. I pitched him about case
Yeah.
me, and we arranged a meeting. And I walked to the restaurant, and he was outside, but I didn't know that was him, and he didn't know it was me. So I asked him if this is the entrance for the restaurant to get some meeting. I was like, yeah. And then he watched me. He's like, oh, you're the guy I was gonna meet. He's like, you're the guy I was gonna meet. I said, yeah. And he thought that, like
Yeah. He was expecting some like or old dude or
Or
something
that,
like
yeah, or that
yeah,
dude kind of guy.
yeah,
So but
yeah,
it was only until we got into the meeting and showing that he realized that this guy knows his stuff.
exactly,
But
exactly.
initially it was like like let me see what this kid has for me.
Yeah,
Let's see what this kid has to
yeah.
offer.
And to be honest, like dressing a nice like suit, a nice little blazer, nice jacket, whatever you have, and like forget of your age completely. In your mind, you're 40, you're 50. It doesn't matter, right? Like you're here to solve a problem of the business. So don't ever get intimidated by like an older guy that seems like those guys don't even have a clue of these things. Those,
That's true. You're right. You're right.
right? So always own that value. And I'll tell you because one of my first clients I closed when I was like 19, right? Like that's when I started like freelancing, like closing like people for like a logo, like a brochure. I did design in the beginning.
Mhm.
And to be honest, like there's people that sometimes they kind of put you less, because of your age, and they're like, oh, he has no experience. But it's like, hey,
Yeah.
I might not have experience in life in general because I'm young, but I have experience in this and I can help you. Doesn't matter if I'm 12, 14, 19, 50, like doesn't matter. Like the point here is I'm going to help you get more customers to your restaurant because I'm a Facebook ads and social media marketing expert,
For
period.
sure.
Right? So always remember that, like, don't let anyone like put your value down in any way because of your age, or they want to give you exposure. Oh, I'm going to give you more referrals. Forget that. You get your own referrals.
Agreed. So I guess with respect to this little part, part right here,
Yeah.
it have it right here. No, sorry, the payment
Yeah.
plan.
Payment plan. It's up to you. I personally, sometimes I make exceptions, but I don't offer payment plans as much anymore because I notice that when people have payment plans, they're not fully committed.
For sure, that's good. And as you explained this right here, it's like, yep, I don't need no payment plan. I'm gonna go
Right.
with this. I was explaining this little part
Exactly. I,
set up.
I'm telling you, there's a weird like maybe universal law, or like a law that God put in the planet, and it's the following. It's whatever you give, you receive back, right? So if I give little to you, I'm gonna receive little, right? If I give a lot to you or to anything, then I'm gonna receive a lot, right? So everything is proportionate. If someone pays you 3,000 upfront and is happy to pay it, oh, he's gonna be a good client. He's all in. He's ready to do this. If
Sure.
someone's like, oh, can you do maybe 500 the first month and then I do another 2,000 if I have work, like you want to stay away from that because they're like half in, half out, and to be honest, that's not good energy. That's not
Yeah.
good dynamic.
Yeah, I'm not in that.
Yeah.
Because then with Jennifer, she was like, I'm giving it 6 months. And then in my head, I was like, woo! I was like, yeah, 6 months, I could get you for in 6 months, maybe.
Yes.
So but like
Exactly.
my first hand, I remember signed them on a Tuesday, which is
Yeah.
my fault.
Yeah.
And on the Thursday, I got a message saying, well, I we didn't see anybody last night and all that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, but we just started like the day before yesterday, though. But anyway,
Anyway. Okay.
anyway, bro.
Awesome, man. Yeah. So especially because today is one-on-one, I don't have that time limit. So if you're okay, we'll keep going with the next section. So if you want,
Yeah,
take a
sure.
little 5-minute break. I'm just gonna use the bathroom, and then I'm gonna share my slides to go into messaging.
Okay, sure, no problem. I'm actually taking out some food right now.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, no worries. Perfect. Yeah, let's
Okay,
let's do
sure.
this.
Well, I'll yeah, I get back.
Okay, sounds good. I'll meet you here in a second.
No problem.
Making charge 2K. Okay. So it looks. Shut up. See if I could show how it looks. Yeah. Okay, cool. The true message communicate to the mind, heart, and soul that you client. You muted it. Hey, Andre. Sorry about that. Are we good? Sorry, let me just go back inside and have a seat. Um, just have a look outside. Yeah, fine. It's lovely. You're muted.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
The nature looks beautiful. Thanks for showing me.
Yeah. It's the third. I live in Paramount. It's like the third highest point in the country. It's really peaceful and
Awesome.
yeah, I love that. Eh,
Okay, so
okay, great.
let's talk about messaging. You know, communicating to the mind, heart, and soul of your ideal client. Okay.
Lovely.
So the best way I can explain it is literally like a radio signal. You know, it's like you have so many channels, right? Like if you go a little bit to the right, now it's noise. A little bit to the left, now it's noise. But it's very specific, like a 95.3 FM. Like that's the right frequency that will play one specific like tune or song, right? And it's the same with your customers. That's why the better you can get to know a customer, the more specific you can get in capturing their attention and really making a big impact. Just like this graph right here. It's like you put out a signal, right? You put out like a radio wave, and if it matches nicely with your customers, then you got a great messaging.
Sure.
Okay. So communication is key. Much of your success in business really boils down to communication. Clear communication with those you wish to serve. Good messaging really entails a clear understanding of your client's problem, pain, desires, and hopes. Okay. So today we're going to clarify that message, and we want to create your key pieces of content that are going to be attracting the ideal people you love to work with.
Okay.
So identify with your ideal client's pain. Okay. We talked about getting inside the client's ideal heart and mind. And you want to identify both, actually, the internal and the external pains that are keeping them stuck from moving forward and progressing. Okay. So sometimes people only approach the internal pains. Some people only approach external pains. You want both, right? We're complex beings. We have so many different things going on in our lives. Some people have families, some people have wives, some people don't have wives, like so many different things. So you want to make sure that you understand like the whole picture, right?
Sure.
And this part is super important. It's 100% necessary that you evoke an emotional response from your prospects, not a logical one. Okay, because we as humans, we make decisions on emotion. We justify it after with logic, right? After, yes, you know, a good example is like, you know, when people buy a car, you know, sometimes when people buy a car, they go to the dealership, right? And they're like, oh, how much is this car right there, right? And they sit, and it's this feeling because they imagine maybe driving and their friends looking and being like, wow, man, like that's nice car, man, right? But then later he say, oh yeah, it has good mileage, it has good audio. Like he didn't buy it because of the mileage. He didn't buy it because of the audio. He didn't even buy it because of the seats or anything like that. He just tells you that logically. But the reason he bought it, he wanted to feel like a bad man, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. You know it, right? So humans, man, are emotional creatures, right? Reality is humans make decisions based on emotion. And once we've made a decision emotionally, we just justify with logic after. So for this reason, if you can describe your ideal client's pain better than they can, they will wholeheartedly believe you have the solution to their pain. And it doesn't matter if you don't have credentials. Like I didn't have credentials. I don't have a feature on Forbes. And how am I closing $10,000, $20,000 clients with like a kid from Mexico? My dad's a pastor. I don't have a degree. I don't like, how? Because of this pain. Knowing how to talk to their pain, you become an authority immediately when they're like, wow, this person knows like all my situations so well. Boom, just happens. Okay. This is something I learned from Russell Brunson from Expert Secrets.
Yeah, I remember I read that.
You have the book?
I have an ebook on my phone. Yeah, I have an ebook on my phone. I read that back last year, early this year. I read it.
It's a great book. I even find myself still going back to it sometimes. And he talks about this epiphany bridge, right? Of being able to transition from logic to emotion very clearly, you know? And I'll give you a good example. You know, back when I started, I didn't know this concept. So when I would talk to a customer, I would go with logic and I would do technobabble. What's technobabble? It's using words like, yeah, I can do like, Facebook ads and geotargeting and SEO, and then has this like tag here that signals this, and they're like, what? It's like all these logical things, like all this, right? Instead, emotion. Instead, stories, right? That's what moves people to action. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple exercises here. So make sure you got your pen and paper.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's been properly good.
so we wanna nail what pains or frustrations does our client experience each day. Okay, and we're gonna talk about specifically internal pain point and then an illustration. Okay, so this is an example. The pain point is something more emotional. Okay, as we said, we want to think of the emotion here.
Okay.
So in this case, what's the emotion? It's overwhelmed. It's just this feeling of overwhelm, right? Like there's a million things happening and it's just overwhelmed. So the illustration might look like something like this. Sally has bought various books and courses, yet she doesn't know which information applies to her. So the days keep passing by while the needle barely moves in her business and in life in general. She constantly feels confused, frustrated, and stressed. Right? Like it's very relatable, right? Like I've been there, you've probably been there. It's like, where do I start? What do I do? Like I have like Russell Brunson's book, I got this, but it's like, what do I do? Right? So we're gonna take a couple minutes and I want you to write one, like the biggest internal pain point that your client has, and a nice illustration of like how it shows up in their life. Okay. So take a couple minutes.
Good. I think Cheyenne, she sent me a sheet.
Yeah, perfect. If you did it, perfect. We're gonna go through this even faster. So show me, show me what you got. Yeah.
I'm trying to see, where is it? But oh yes, I did. that was at the end. Then no, I did not fill. No, that's deepest desires. I didn't fill out that part. But what I've realized, however, like with my current client, and the ones who owns, because she owns like a one biggest restaurant in the country, right? Is that they have, I won't say ego attached to it, but they just solely they wanted where it used to be, and it's like they don't know what else to do.
Oh, so it was doing good and now it's like a slump.
Like probably like 10 years ago or 8 years ago, whatever case maybe, where it used to be really good, but now it's like, it's not as where it used to be.
They're wondering what happened. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then that's one aspect. With the other restaurant owners, about 2 or 3 of them who just started like a year ago, whatever case maybe, they want to pay off for the building, and they also, in terms of they work so hard for it, and within the next year to come, it might close down, and they don't want all our hard work to just go down the drain.
Right.
And those are the 2 analogies that I've experienced, I guess. Someone who's like experienced and they feel that they don't know what to do next.
Right.
Where it used to be. And someone who just started like a year ago, right. And then it doesn't look good,
right.
So trying to get the pain point, however, I think it's the same extreme overwhelmed. I think it's, because, they're confused and don't know what to do again,
right. Yeah, exactly.
And they're still relying on their name, on the brand name, on the restaurant name.
Right.
But pain points, I don't actually think it's overwhelmed. to be
Mhm.
honest.
Yeah,
Because
I think so too. And because they're dealing with like, you know, their customers and the staff and trying to grow the restaurant and trying to deal with the providers of the food, right? Like the ones that actually bring them like the big trucks of food and the things they need for their cooks, right? So there's so many things going on that overwhelm is there, frustration is there for sure.
this is into, you know, and then in terms of the illustration, could I say Jennifer wants a business where it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and now she's tried various things. I want to get specific when I say things, but
Yeah, like maybe she's done like newspaper ads or like a billboard or you know like things or maybe she's even tried doing some social media but like poorly, you know.
yeah, everybody, you know, they've
Mhm.
okay, right, it's done. Jennifer, okay, well, yeah, Jennifer would pass 5 years and she feels stuck. She doesn't know her next step, and well, I think that's like most restaurant owners' problems, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they don't know like the next step. Okay, how do I get more customers in?
Exactly.
You know, I think
Exactly.
actually more
Yeah.
Jennifer.
And it just seems like even the customers are like leaving for other restaurants and other competitions. They're not even coming back, right?
That is true. The sad part is, a few years ago, she and her husband got divorced,
Ooh,
right? And he made a restaurant exactly opposite her restaurant.
are you serious?
Yeah, and now it's the biggest restaurant. It's one bit on the block, but it's a little high up the road, but
Yeah.
it's on the same street basically. And yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of ego in that competition, like you were saying, right? Like trying to feel better than the restaurant across the street.
yeah. It's on a boulevard, so it's like, and her restaurant is called Chinese on the Boulevard.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
okay, stop. Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, then next step. But honestly, I don't think, well, locally, they don't do any marketing. So, like, it's like,
Right.
I'm like, what do you expect? Like,
Right.
things to, like,
Exactly.
magically change.
Right. Exactly.
And it's just, come on.
Yeah, it's like if you
Really.
don't change, things won't change. Like you know, they don't just things just don't just magically, you know, change like that. Usually things the opposite. Like they tend to get worse, right? Like if I leave a car parked for like a year, the car is gonna be rusty and horrible. It's not gonna be a better car,
There you go.
you know. Like so, it's the second law of thermodynamics, right? It's like everything tends to decay. Like everything, like you leave a fruit sitting there, what's gonna happen in a week,
Candy.
right?
Candy.
So it's the same thing with the business, right? It's like if you're not building it, if you're not advertising, you're not growing it, then it's going down. Mhm.
Sure that. If you're not growing. Do you believe that if you're not growing, you're actually going down? Or
Say that again.
like do you believe that if you're not growing, right, you're actually going down? I do
Yeah,
believe that.
yeah, I believe that because there's no such thing as like neutral, and you know why? Because time keeps advancing, right? So if time keeps advancing, like time doesn't wait for anybody, right? It's like the longer that you stay in the same place, like stagnant, you're wasting life. You're wasting time now, because if you're not growing and it's just the same, like let's just say that every single month is the same $10,000. Let's just say 10,000. Okay, it might look like your revenue is the same and you're maintaining, but in reality, you're going down, because each month that passes with no growth, you're wasting more time staying in the same spot, and that is costing you life. It's costing you resources staying in the same spot. So you're actually going down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And well, $10,000 like a year from now is not worth $10,000 anymore.
You got it, because inflation keeps going and prices of food change and the economy, right? So if you're maintaining, you're really going down, right? Like it might not be as bad as the one that's going like 10, 8, 5, 3. Like it might not be as bad, but it's still down.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
As you said, the economy. Well, I don't know if like in Canada or like United States, but every restaurant owner that I have spoken to, the first thing they say, oh well, the economy not good, you know, the economy slowed down, the way it used to be, so that's why they didn't have no customers, you know. They always blame it on that. Always.
Yeah, I always like to tell people, like when they give me that excuse, I'm like, well, how is this other business owner that is making millions of dollars? How is he doing it with the economy?
I'm just shaking my head. And at times, I might want to laugh, but like I don't want to be rude. I can't laugh because like I've heard over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, okay, the economy, okay.
For sure.
Okay, cool.
And you know what? This next slide, the problem, right? Like, what does your client think is the real underlying problem that's causing the pain? Literally, you just said it. The problem they think is the economy. It's the clients that can't afford to eat out now.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. That's not true, right? And so it's your job to say, like, you know, for example, in the problem would be the economy is bad. And the illustration might be like, Jennifer thinks that the problem is that she doesn't have, or that the economy is collapsing, and she believes that her business is, what the heck? Yeah. She believes that the economy is suffering, and that because of that, there's not many people coming to her business, right? But that's just not true.
It's not.
Yeah, I mean, it might be true that the economy might crash or whatever, but ultimately we are not victims of our economy or our government. It might make some things more difficult for one, but we can always get ahead by doing the right things. Like that's a fact.
Sure.
You know,
the economy.
Right.
And well, here people, you like to blame everything. They blame everything.
Right.
If it's a dog, they blame us on a dog.
Yeah. Oh, people, the food is getting more expensive. We can't afford to advertise. Oh, the economy. Oh, people are cheap. Oh, they don't want to pay. Oh, like all these things, right? And you want to, you want to really tell them that the power is in their hands to do something. It's not. The power is not in the government or in the president, right? Like
things, the economy is bad. Who's so long? Just give me a sec.
Yeah.
Who's the back? Who's the back from getting new customers? Right. Attempted to what have they done to try to solve the problem up until now? How does they work? Yes, man, I wrote down that. Where is that? What have they done?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, honestly, I haven't seen
nothing. They just expect things to just change miraculously. Like I ask them, and it's like they don't do anything. But for the majority, I don't want to say what I think, but what they actually do now.
Right, the truth, yeah.
What have they done to try to set the problem until now? They have done the Facebook ads. They try the social media, and then they think, it's not for me.
Yeah, it didn't work, right?
It didn't work. It's not for my business. It's not for my restaurant. There's no way to track anything, or they see that.
And honestly, the best way to help someone when they have a limiting belief like that is by telling them a story, right? Like, again, like in the past, I used to, like, if someone was like, oh yeah, I try Facebook ads and it didn't work for me, right? Before I'd be like, oh, like, no, but it really does work. Like, maybe if I show you this, that's creating conflict, right? It's hard to convince someone. Instead, what I now do, it's like, if you say, hey, yeah, Facebook ads didn't work for me, be like, oh, okay, got it. Like, just, okay, cool. Let me tell you a little story about Bob. Bob has a restaurant just like yours. And Bob also had tried Facebook ads and it hadn't worked for him until we sat down with him and planned a good strategy with a good ad. And all of a sudden, Bob went from $0 to $10,000 in less than 90 days. And Bob has a restaurant even smaller than yours. So do you think it can work for you too? That's it, right? All of a sudden, that story just gets people to be like, wow, maybe I am missing something. And they come to their own conclusion. So always when you face a problem like that, tell them a story that shows someone else, like a third person, a third party that overcame the same exact problem. Be like, oh yeah, Bob actually used to advertise on Facebook and it didn't work. But Bob didn't have a marketing strategy. Bob just boosted the post. Like, you think that really gonna work? Just like, oh, I spent a little boost. Like, how much did you spend? Well, probably only $20. Well, there you like, right? So it's like Bob was doing all those things, but he also didn't think it would work. But it's because he didn't have a professional that helped them, really, really specializing in restaurants like we do.
Attempted solution. Tried Facebook ads, but it didn't work. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. We can on to the next. Yeah, we can scroll.
Yeah. So the next one is, what is the real problem, right? That's causing them the pain.
I think it's ego sometimes, to be honest. It's like they think they know everything.
Right, exactly. It's like they don't want to ask for help.
Yeah, like it's like, you need help. I be real. Anyway.
Yeah.
What do you know is a real online problem that's causing a pain? I read the example. Doesn't know how to implement automation for business. I think they don't know how to properly execute a strategy.
Right.
They don't know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe just lack of knowledge, lack of experience on marketing. And for a lot of business owners, because they're very sensitive, like you said, like there's a lot of ego, right? So instead of me saying like, oh, you have a lot of ego, you need to ask for, like, what I like to do instead is I just tell them, you know what, you're awesome at what you do. You already built this restaurant. Like, look how far you come. You're amazing. But here's the thing. You're a restaurant owner, not a marketing expert. So you're amazing at building restaurants and serving people amazing food, but we can't be everything, right? Like, I'm not an engineer. I'm not a restaurant owner like you. I'm a marketing expert, so I like to keep things simple. You are best at being a restaurant owner, and we are best at doing marketing campaigns for restaurant owners. So if we combine forces, we can have the best experience for both worlds, right? You don't have to be a business owner that wears multiple hats, right? Like a business owner that is a restaurant owner, is a chef, is a marketing, is a finance expert, is a, like, no, like that's impossible. We need to be a specialist, right? Like one thing, like one thing that you're really, really good at. So I like to say, you know, you're an expert at what you do, but you're not a, you know, jack of all trades, right? So it's better just to partner with someone that's an expert at that one thing that you need.
Sure.
That's it.
Big problem of information. I remember I told Jennifer that at the end of the meeting, I told her, you know, at the end, then
Yeah.
you, what did I tell her? You continue to do what you're good at, which is providing good food and good service, and let me take care of the marketing aspect of it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, so let me
Totally.
take that off your hands, and yeah, that was good.
Totally. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Okay.
love this question because this one really gets people going, right? So what is the nightmare scenario that they're secretly afraid of? Like what's literally the worst thing that could possibly happen if they don't fix their marketing? Like if they don't like grow their restaurant, like what's the worst case scenario that can happen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I wrote this out, but I don't know where it is. And what it was with respect to the day closing down the restaurant.
That's it. Easy,
yeah, that's
right? That's
easy,
it,
yeah.
right? Like, and they have to go back to a job and tell their spouse that things didn't work, and maybe they can't provide for their kids. Like, it's real, right? Like those things are real, or they need to fire their staff, and now they put them out on the street, right? Like those things are real.
Scenario I give, I jump from slowly that, and then you have to cut off the staff one by one.
Yeah.
And then it led to them.
Yeah.
Shutting only doors.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, and I like to bring it up to them, you know, not because I want to be mean or anything, but because it's for their own good, right? Like if they, sometimes people don't think about consequences, and that's why they still stuck on the same things, right? Like think of like someone that is fat, right? Like very unhealthy person. Sometimes the person thinks, oh, I'm gonna be fine. I can just keep eating like McDonald's burgers every day. I'm gonna be fine. But then if I'm his friend, I'm gonna come and say like, man, like, you know that if you keep eating like this, you can get really bad diabetes and you can actually die, man. Like you could actually end up in the hospital, and it's not like in 10 years, like it could happen a year from now because this is a really bad lifestyle. Like I care for you. I don't want you to close your restaurant. I don't want you to have to let go of your staff, right? And once people understand that situation, then it's like, oh, okay, so what are we going to do to solve this problem?
Sure.
Right? So this is one of the keys for people paying you $2,000, $3,000. Like it's bringing this up. You know, a lot of salesmen, they just want to keep it like business. Go into personal things. Like what's going to happen with your family if you don't grow this restaurant? What's going to happen with your daughters if you can't put them in their good school? These are real things, you know, that is your responsibility to bring because you care for them. And if they don't understand it tomorrow, what are they going to say? Well, I talked to Andel and he didn't tell me what the consequences were. I didn't know it was going to be this bad and now we have to close down. You want to be upfront and truthful always.
Nightmare. So these are all stuff that I'm gonna be transferring any content in my content
into content. Yeah, we're gonna go into the actual content in just a second. Okay. We're almost done with this, but I want to make sure that you're clear because if not, when we go to the content, you're gonna be like, I'm not sure what to say. I'm not sure what to write. Right. So if you're really clear on this, great. We're gonna fly through this stuff. Right. Okay.
Options, okay.
And this one, again, you don't need to write it down, but you can maybe just talk to me just like this, like one-on-one. Like, what are some of the objections they tell you, and what do you tell them back to overcome this objection, right? So,
Okay, well,
give you
I
examples.
I have a book that is from Grant Cardone with the closing deals, and I just
Oh
read it.
yeah, yeah. The closer's manual, or
Closing
like,
guide, yeah,
yeah,
closing
yeah,
manual, something like
yeah.
that. So it's like, like with your wife or with your husband, or,
Right, right, right.
but the most thing I
Sure.
got was let me think about it, and I'll get back to you. Whatever. And then I'll be
What
like,
do you
okay,
say?
I'm here. And then I'll be like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but we're both here right now. And if you have any questions, I guess that I'm here for you. So you can ask me right now. We can go through it. Sound fair enough? And then,
Right,
and because I try to get behind the real reason for I don't know,
right.
because it is obviously something might be the price, or whether they just want to,
Exactly.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Um,
What
I had
otherwise? Mm-hmm.
a meeting last week Monday, with a guy, and he told me, well, I don't know. And then I said that same thing, and then he's like, well, I don't like to jump into things right now.
Right,
I want to speak with my team,
right.
because he already has an agency right now working with him,
Mm-hmm.
and I showed him everything, and the simple thing with birthdays, he's like, wow, why can we do that? And he was amazed, about everything, and recording chatbots and everything. Showed
Yeah.
him that, and he's like, yeah, well, let me speak with my team, whatever, and yeah, I didn't know how to get around. Well, okay, let me think about it. I don't like to rush into things. I told like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, look, yeah. So I went along with it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I have to follow up, but I know,
Yeah.
as I left that room, I don't know. Well,
Right. Yeah. You always want to be able to have like all these counter objections, even in your content, right? Like, you were saying before, an objection could be the economy, right? Like, oh, the economy is bad. That's why my restaurant's not doing good. Well, what's a counter for that?
the economy is bad. But the first thing I was is like, I agree. I would agree with them.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
always agree with them. Yeah, yeah. Be like, yeah, the economy is bad. Mm-hmm.
yeah, for sure. It's bad, but and then I guess I will ask them, that's kind of questioning their intelligence, basically asking them if they tried everything. Have they really have you
Yeah,
worked with experts or something like that? And
yeah.
how do you think it could go wrong?
Let's
Okay, like
let's role play. Okay,
yeah.
you're the restaurant owner, and I'm you. So tell me that the reason your restaurant is not succeeding is because of the economy.
Yeah. Oh well, the reason why things are slow, or why things haven't been the way it used to be is because of the economy. I think because of the economy.
Yeah, no, definitely. The economy hasn't been good. No, totally get that, man. However, there's this restaurant across the street or like in the next block, and they're doing really good, man. Like they're actually been growing like by 200%. How do you think they're doing it with the economy and all? Like they must have some secret recipe or something. How do you think they're overcoming that?
I
Right.
love
So
it.
right. So would you say that maybe even though the economy is bad, it's more about what you do with it, right? Like, would you say that's right?
Hmm.
And now you got
True bag lovely, it's red, lovely.
mhm.
Another
Awesome,
restaurant.
awesome, man.
Yeah, economy, another restaurant. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we have a little worksheet there if you want to go deeper into messaging, but I think you're pretty clear on that. So we're gonna just dive into content. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Because
Cool.
yeah,
So yeah, so we got 5 main content pieces, okay, that attract your dream client. So this is the mission call out, which I'm going to show you how that is in a minute. Personal stories, okay, we talked about the power of stories. Educational ones, of course, where you show them like, hey, like certain things, really good. Testimonials or proof, obviously that's really good. Like, hey, like I saw you posting like a little case study, or like, hey, we got this many customers in this many days. Like that's really good.
Yeah.
And then the pitch post. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go through each one of this and have you write at least the template so that I know that you know how to do content, and you can start to grow your group, and you can start to put that content out there when you meet restaurant owners on Facebook. Okay.
Okay, for sure. As said.
So the first one, it's actually really simple but really powerful. Okay. And all you need to do is put your main result. You know, on day one yesterday, we got clear on like your result, right? And you even have it on your banner, like get 50 to 100 new customers like every month using Facebook ads, right? So you can literally write like, we are on a mission, or I'm on a mission to help 12 business owners or restaurant owners get 50 to 100 new customers every month using Facebook ads. Who's with me? That's it. And for some reason, because I didn't come up with this, I learned it from another mentor of mine, but for some reason, people love it. And they comment me, yes, I love this, that. And it's so easy to get leads like that with such a simple post. You could even go in groups where there's restaurant owners, restaurant, you know, like communication, and post this very thing. Say, I'm on a mission to help 12 restaurant owners get 50 to 100 new customers every month using Facebook ads. Who's with me? And the people that are like, oh, I want that result, boom, they're gonna comment me. So like now imagine like 90 plus 32, like imagine that many leads from one little post like that. Look at that.
Yes, for sure.
Right? Obviously, you need to have the restaurant owners in your network. Like if you don't have restaurant owners, no one's gonna respond to it. But presuming that you're growing your group, which we're gonna go into in a little bit, this works really well, and it's a very easy, simple post to do. Okay.
All right.
The second one is personal stories. And when I say personal stories, sorry?
Is that you in the back there?
Yeah.
In the back? Not bad.
Right? Yeah, that was back when I was surfing, and I almost drowned with my best buddy. I was actually 19 in that picture.
Wow.
Yeah, good old times.
Good old times.
Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to be able to write actually personal stories. Like, believe it or not, people care about like connecting with people, and they want to just read these stories, right? Like, I'm not talking anything business here, right? I'm literally just talking about how I almost drowned in the ocean, and how that was an experience that got me to really pursue my purpose and my passion in life. That's it. It's something super simple, but people see that and they're like, man, this person is nice. This person has like a story, right? Same with my wife. Like, look how many comments, look how many likes she got from this.
Wow.
Killing it.
120.
And look how easy it says. I can personally identify with the grueling moments of self-doubt, fear, uncertainty, and hopelessness. Like my mother, on her mission to give her a child a better life, we've got a funnel vision for what is believed is right, what we believe is possible, what we believe we must be done. The reality is that most people, even those labeled as entrepreneurs, don't want to sacrifice their comfort, their self-image, or their security in order to do what is right. It's too inconvenient, it's too uncomfortable, it's too hard. Social entrepreneurs, on the other hand, feel and hold a moral obligation to themselves, those they serve, and the world at large. Social entrepreneurs don't just say they care, they show they care. They're consistent, conscious actions each and every day. Social entrepreneurs are the ones who are crazy enough to believe they can change the world. So they do. That's it. Simple. But this, we made money from this. You see what I'm saying? And it's just a simple story. right?
Yeah.
So this really has power. Sometimes people are shy, you know, to share stories. They're like, oh, my story is not that good. Nonsense. Everyone's story has something, right? You can go into childhood stuff. You can go into lessons about your family, about the place that you live in, like anything. Like all of us have stories, right?
I actually shared one recently. A few days ago, I
Sure.
shared one.
Perfect.
Yeah, I shared one.
What was it about?
It was about reconstruction my reconstruction my agency within the last 6 months or whatever, because I was in and out,
Right.
you know, because
Before.
I wanted, you know, and I was
Like
saying
focus.
like what I've learned over the last few months, like with the courses and with the coaching calls, and realizing that we live in a bubble. Yeah, we live in a, you know, and there's a whole world out there, and you know,
Definitely. It's good.
and basically what you want to do, just go and do it. To be honest, whatever you want to do, just go and do it. But yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, no, that's good. And so to help you write stories, I have a super easy format that we've been following that works really good. It's called the feel, felt, found formula. Okay. So the first one is feel, which you just ask yourself, how does your ideal client feel right now? Right. So we talked about stress, overwhelm, etc. Right.
Right.
Then how did you feel like going to a situation where you felt very similar? Right. And then finally, number 3, what changed everything for you? Like, what is it that you found that was a solution to your, you know, to this dilemma? So again, to give you an example on the fly, I could say something like, hey, do you feel stressed right now because you're not really sure what to do with your business? I remember that feeling well. I used to feel like that when I was growing my business for the first time. I was confused. There was a lot of information, didn't really know what to do until I found my mentor, Scott. And he taught me exactly what to do step by step to grow my business in less than 3 months using a simple formula called the ROI method. After that, everything changed and my business grew to 6 figures plus. That's it. See how easy I tell a story that way? It's like feel so that they relate to it.
Sure.
Some situation in your life where you felt the same, and then what changed for you? Something that you found. Right?
The story.
Right. So why don't you take a couple minutes, just like think in your mind and just write like something simple like that you can tell, just so you get used to this format and we can kind of get some juice going.
Okay, cool. My computer's about to die. Let me
Plug it in.
Oops, let me give me a sec here. Get out of here this now. Let me sit right here. This should be fine.
Yep.
Right. So, story, feel, felt, found. Okay, it's not bad.
Mm-hmm. And this works, by the way, with e-commerce too. Like you could be selling like this, like literally. I'll give you an example. Like I'm literally just coming with it right now. I said something like, "Hey, ever feel frustrated because when you go out to the gym, you don't have a good water bottle that you can just take your protein shake with?" Man, I used to feel like that all the time. I would go out and I had to buy a shake out there in the street. It was horrible. I would be so frustrated and I would come home hungry. And after my workout, I would feel like crap until I found this new water bottle that actually holds not just 1 liter, but 2 liters. And look, inside to it, I can put fruits and things and it purifies it inside this thing. After this, my gym workouts are amazing. Click on the link below. I got 50% discount to get this water bottle. Done. We got a nice ad.
Wait a second.
You know what I'm saying? So you can do this with anything, right? You can do it for agency, you can do it for products. Like take this pen, for example. Hey, ever feel like it really sucks when you're trying to write a nice letter to your mom or to your a birthday present and the ink is just messy all over? Man, I used to feel exactly like that. I buy cheap pens and they last me a week, and then I have to go buy other ones and I can't write my notes properly until I found the Z Grip Flight Pen. Simple friend that now I carry around to all my business meetings and all my birthdays. And now I am a new man with this pen. We got a new discount. Go and check the link below. Like,
no, yeah.
Right? So like I'm saying, like you can do it with anything, right? As long as you follow that format, just because it's powerful. It delivers like 1, 2, 3 punches, like just what you need.
Wow. I'm thinking.
So yeah, let me go to the bathroom while you think, and we'll keep chatting.
Okay, I'm froze. Simple storytelling. What does the ideal client right now? Stress, overwhelmed, etc. We count when we first what is your story? What did you find that changed everything for you? What did you do right now? Oh, yeah, you feeling stressed. Yeah, you feeling stressed about everything you do. You count when you felt recount when you felt similarly. What is your story? Recount when you felt similarly. Recount when you felt similarly. Okay. I'm getting clients from my agency. Trying things, getting new programs. As Mark Cuban said, you can feel it. You can feel it out. You can feel it. Check and check as much. So to get once. Did you find your program? Believe me. Believe me. Hear me out. Sorry. Believe me. Believe me. No, sorry. I finished getting customers. I don't feel that. I don't feel that. Just tell my agency. Yes. Just tell my again. I think I think I'm ready. I think I just draft something in my head. Basically what I was saying is I can say something like hey, are you feeling stressed that you don't have any customers coming into your restaurant? I remember I was feeling that exact same way for my agency having no clients. I tried everything, I tried for months, and as Mark Cuban said, you can be wrong 100 times. You just have to be right once, right? You just have to be right once. And okay, how do I? Okay, sorry. Transition into. You just have to be right once, and it changed everything. And it changed everything for me. Finding the right mentor, finding the right system that works, right? And that's why, for your case, there's something called the RTP system, right? Hit the link down below and believe me, you will not be sorry.
Right.
Also, also.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's perfect.
1, 2, 3. I guess one will be explain the part where we both struggle to get customers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's similar. We both have a business, not the same business, but I guess we both
Exactly.
have, we
That's a connection.
we are business owners and we look for customers,
Right.
and we have felt stressed, overwhelmed, looking where again, what else can I do to get customers in?
That's right.
And yeah, and in the end, and I found
Yeah, the
a
RTP method.
system
Right?
or the opportunity,
Exactly. Exactly.
that gets me where I wanted to be and what I think I deserved, and transition into the RTP
Right.
program or
Exactly.
process.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, and
I
you
think
can
that's
do it with many different things, right? Like once you really start mastering this, like you can do that in your trainings. You can do it in in any kind of story. And you can relate anything. Like I said, like you know, uh, I like doing it too with um, just always looking for similarities, right? It's like, hey, it doesn't matter if you're looking for patience or for this. The point is you're trying to grow your business and you're probably frustrated, right? And until I found Facebook ads, or until I found Facebook groups, until I found the ascension method, right, which is our thing. And so like it really makes it easy to tell a story that's powerful without getting lost in a lot of detail, while also like hitting the right points, right?
until I found Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The Facebook ads is a good one because it relates to
Yeah, it relates back to what you do, right? Because your whole
yeah.
thing is about getting 50 to 100 customers using Facebook ads, right? So you always need to remember like your one thing, right? Like 50 to 100 customers using Facebook ads. So again, it doesn't matter if you are, e-com or business owner or agency or restaurant. Like the fact is you probably feel stressed right now because you know how to grow your business. I used to feel like exactly the same way, when I was starting to grow my agency. And you can add a lot of details, right? And you can go more like, yeah, my family didn't believe in me. And like, no one really thought that they told me, hey, go, you need to go to a university and get like something else. And right. Like we all face similar struggles, right? And then you're like, until I found Facebook ads, I found a mentor and he told me exactly what to do. And the best part is that it didn't just work for an agency. It also worked for a restaurant. So meet Jennifer. Jennifer used to have, zero clients or not many clients until she found Facebook ads too once I introduced it to her. And in just a few weeks, she went from this to this many clients, from this dollars to this many dollars. And guess what? It can work for you too. So just go ahead, click the link below, schedule a call with me, and I'll show you exactly how to grow your business using the RPT Pro. Done.
No.
Done. Right?
Okay. Okay. Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And
I,
so obviously if you want to go even deeper, like if you're telling like a really big story, like a really intricate story, you can use the Epiphany Bridge framework, which you can do on your own time. We don't have time
yeah.
to go through this,
Yeah.
but it's like a in-depth of like backstory, desires. Well, like this is something that Expert Secrets teaches, if you remember. So yeah. Okay. The next one is obviously testimonials, right? Like anytime that you can have testimonials or you can have screenshots, right, of like, hey, like the Facebook ad of like, this working, or maybe a screenshot of at the end of the day of how much they made that day or that week or that month that Jennifer can send you, right? Like that stuff sells really well because it just shows like you're not just full of air. you
Yeah.
you actually know what you're doing, and here is the proof, right? So here are like actually screenshots of me like closing clients. Here's an actual testimonial of Josie. She went from 0 to 3,000 in less than 14 days once I show her how to do it. Here, this dude got $24,000, ended up January with 24,000. This here 12,200 in sales today,
Yeah.
right? So it's like they're
You
nice
are not-
numbers. Exactly, they're nice number. It shows I know what I'm doing, and I can keep helping people by posting this. And an easy way to put these testimonials is literally with this type of framework. So you'd say title, insert biggest transformation and time frame if possible, and then the body. Hey, meet Bob. He used to, current reality, right? Before was really sad, frustrated, overwhelmed, all this horrible stuff until he found Facebook ads, Facebook group, like the vehicle, right? And then he was able to get desired result, 3,000, 10,000, 100 customers, whatever it might be, right? So Bob went from 0 to 3,000 in less than 14 days. Me, Bob, when she came to us, he was overwhelmed and struggling to get clients. He didn't know how to, meet, not Bob. Here, let me fix that. That's
Yeah, no worry. You
it's
can
quick.
laugh, don't worry.
Yeah.
Josie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you have she and then you have he. Well, okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see.
And then
Yeah, that's good, right?
the he is on. Yeah, right there. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah,
Got
there you go. Yeah.
it.
Right. So just super simple like that, right? Like once we got crystal clear on her offer, right? And it's nice to also like throw like what was like the one thing they did, right? Like, hey, once we got clear on like her Facebook ad strategy or their social media, then she was able to go from this to this in just short of 2 weeks.
You know.
So very, very easy. Then you got education pieces. Obviously, now you got your own methodology that's which we took the time to go through on the sheet. So you can literally do that. You can say, hey, here are your 3 steps, right? To get 50 to 100 new customers in less than X days, right? And you literally just go through them. Hey, step 1, step 2,
Yeah.
step 3, loyalty and program, right? So these ones are content that you can post once a day, right? On your personal, on your business page, on your Facebook group. And this will help give value to people, position you as an authority, and more importantly, get you clients. Okay. Again, super simple educational framework here. Hook, body, call to action.
But that for dropships, and I used to do that. It was
Yeah.
the hook off of it. Hook the benefit off on call to actions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, super simple, right? Like these are powerful frameworks. So 3 steps to generate 100K in 100 days. Boom. Niche, offer, sales, right? Boom, boom, boom. You tell what it is. When I implement this in your business, when I implement the RPT in your business, comment yes below. That's it, right? And now you can start to, the conversation, which we'll go over tomorrow, right?
Yeah, sure. Because it was gonna happen.
Yeah. And the final piece, and with this we wrap up the day, is what I call the pitch post. And this post, man, we've made so much money from this post because it's so powerful. You can pitch anything. You can pitch a high ticket product, a low ticket product, like doesn't matter, it's gold. Okay. So it has a very easy formula. Number 1, once again, the hook. So attention grabbing hook that calls out your dream client, ideally with a headline or question that speaks to solving their biggest problem, right? So we were promoting the Client Attraction Trilogy Masterclass. The secret scripts and actual examples on how we closed 150,000 in high-end sales last year on Facebook alone, 100% organic. Okay, this was back in, this is an old example, but still the same.
Yeah,
post.
sure.
Yeah.
Principle applies.
Yeah.
My
Number
story.
2, you got, body or story, right? So speak to the pains, right? So now that you got clear on the pains, now you can just plug them in here nicely. This is kind of where it all comes together in this one nice post, right? Can figure out how to attract high-end clients with your content without coming off needy or pushy? Tired of getting on calls with people who don't see your value and tell you, I'll get back to you later, but they never do? Want to land 3 to 5 high-end clients in the next 14 to 28 days without spending a dime on traffic? Wish you knew exactly what to say over Messenger and the phone to close your dream clients effortlessly and authentically, right? So these are questions that you're just like, yes, in your mind.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
in your mind. Yes, right? So you can customize it for your restaurant, for the restaurant owner too. You know, can't figure out how to like get more customers or how to retain them so that they keep coming back. Like just all the pain points, like, you know, can't figure out how to like crack the code of the economy collapsing so that your business does better than the rest. Like just plug in and make it into a question. Super easy. Okay.
Wow.
Then the offer, right? Like again, we got clear on the offer. We now know what the main pieces is that you're giving: Facebook ads, the social media, the chatbot, like, you know, all these things. Now this is the place where you now put it all together. You're gonna list these benefits and offers, right, to stack on the value. So we're saying, hey, we're putting on a program, a 90-day program, right? Like in your case, where I'll be teaching you or I'll be helping you with, and then you start putting all this stuff like how to set a Facebook ad properly so you get more clients, how to get your dream clients to keep coming back to your restaurant, right? How to, you know, reduce the fresh food waste, right? How to, right? Like, so you start plugging in all those pieces one on one. And plus, I will also waive the setup fee and give you an extra that like just adding on, stacking on the value, right?
For sure.
And I'm being very honest. Hey, this is not free. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
People have paid us 5 to 10K to learn this, and we're not going to charge anything close to that. Okay. So in this case, we were doing like a $97 thing, but in your case, you don't need to put the price. You can just say, hey, you know, by attending this, you'll be ready to do X, Y, Z. And we're limiting, you know, these services to 3 people only or 5 people only. So this program, the RPT program, yeah, you don't put the price. Okay. So anything higher than 497, I don't like to put the price because there's not enough rapport, right? There's not enough relationship yet. That's why you want to move them to a phone call, which we'll talk about tomorrow. But that's it. But yeah, you can say, hey, plus, you know, on the live event, you can ask as many questions or plus whatever it might be. I love this part 4, calling out the dream client and repelling everyone else, right? So this is not for everyone, right? This is only if, and now you put your requirements. You're a restaurant owner that is really passionate about growing your restaurant. You want to have 50 to 100 new customers, and you can handle them. Because here's the thing too, man, like, and this is a nice thing for you to remember. Not everyone can handle 50 to 100 new customers. If it's a small restaurant, they won't be able to handle it, even if you're giving them all the customers, right? So you want to make sure that you ask that question in your conversation. Hey, Mr. Business owner, Mr. Restaurant owner, can you handle 100 new customers every month if I just start making them coming to you tomorrow? Like, can you actually handle them? Like, do you have the food, the staff, the tables? Like, you might not have the tables. If I bring you 100 new customers, there'll be a line outside. They're gonna get mad at you, right? So you want to ask these questions and put your own criteria and say specifically, this is not for you if you're not willing to put in the work. You don't look to serve people at the highest level. You're not going to ethically use this strategy, right? Just some things so people are like, okay, I get, right? And finally, obviously, the call to actions, right? So if you're interested, you must love this post, comment I'm in below, comment more information below, comment RPT below, right? And if you qualify, see, you see, in every moment, in every point of the whole process, you're always being very exclusive, right? Like, you want to be, I always tell this to my clients, you want to be the Cadillac, right? You want to be the Rolls Royce of your industry, not the Honda Civic, right? Not the family van, You see what I'm saying? You want to be always exclusive. Always, you're the one picking the clients. They're not picking you. You're the one offering the opportunity. They're not offering you the opportunity. You see?
Mm.
Big difference. Big difference. So if you qualify, I will send you a private message with, obviously, with your calendar link so you can secure your spot.
Wow.
Right? So
Wow.
this should be a homework piece. Okay, just write this one pitch post very nicely so that you have a very clear idea of exactly all the right pieces,
Okay.
right?
What is
Because
pitch code?
once you put this really well, then you just keep posting it over and over, once a week or once every other week. And as your audience grows, as your group grows, then you will start to get like more and more phone appointments, and you'll know how to get leads on demand. People coming to you, not you coming to them.
For
you know
sure.
sure, I mean, we can take some time to call some people. That's okay if you want a good opportunity, or cold email, cold message. Sure, sometimes that's okay, but we want people to come to us.
Sure.
That's the best,
Mm.
right?
Deserve
So
it.
that's it, man. The next piece we'll go over tomorrow, but I want to know if you
Yep.
got
Sure.
any questions, anything else here that you want to ask, or that you need clarity on.
Um, pitch post formula. Post formula. Okay. Okay. Well, one thing that I've realized that I could use those stuff for in my presentations,
Hmm.
you know, especially with the RTP and the simple step one, step two, step three. Yeah, that there by itself was like, okay, that's good. That's good. It's really good. Because it's simple and it's understandable. Like, okay, it's one, two, three. The
Exactly.
content, the content aspect of I just started randomly just to say, okay, let me just start this. I didn't know what direction I was going into, but I said, let me just start. You know,
Exactly.
Like, I
Yeah,
started.
exactly. Like, even if right now you don't have many people, in your Facebook friends, or in your group, because you just open it, right? You just started. That's okay.
Mm.
I recommend start posting content anyway, even if there's no people, for two reasons. Number one, you'll get in the habit of it, okay? But number two, believe it or not, Facebook, when Facebook sees that you're posting a lot of content, it sends you free members. Let me show you something.
Security.
If I go right now to one of my groups, okay, I'm gonna go to Awakened Agency Owners,
Right.
okay? Let me show you something. I'm not running advertisement. I'm not inviting people. I just post. That's all I do. Okay? Watch this. I haven't even checked, but I just know for a fact there's gonna be people there. Watch. What the heck? Five new people want to join the group. How? How is this possible? Well, it's possible because Facebook is showing this group as suggestion to people on its own. You get free leads, free people that it'll show it to, and people can ask to join. So it's very beautiful to work with Facebook algorithm. But what does Facebook love? Content.
Hmm.
It's like a machine. You feed Facebook content, Facebook feeds you leads and people. It shows your content to more people. So the more you post, the better. So
Sure.
don't be afraid to create a lot of content. Like, when I say a lot, I mean, like, you cannot post too much, believe it or not. People check their phone. Like, I don't know how it's in Trinidad, but in Canada, man, people check their phone like 50 times a day.
Yeah, all the
I'm,
time.
I'm not exaggerating. Like, they are literally glued to their phone all day, every day. It's
Mhm.
crazy. So if you post 10 times a day, or like, it's fine. Like, there's people that are gonna consume it, and Facebook is gonna work with that algorithm. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's something really key. If I go to the other group, this other group is smaller. It's the way one's for coaches and one's for the other one, right? So this
Ah,
one I'm
I
still
got you.
building, right? I'm just at 816 people here. But the more I post, the more it's going to invite people, the more it's going to grow. And then from there, we'll be able to, do it. But posting, right? And this will get people to just reach out to you. And it just looks so much better when people come to you instead of you having to come.
Yeah, definitely.
It just changes the dynamic, right? Like, sometimes the business owner kind of think like, oh, I'm gonna see how this kid is doing, right? I want to see like, oh, maybe he has something to offer. No, the other way around. You're gonna see if they are a good fit to work with you.
Sure.
Right? So that's the difference in positioning, which is what it's called.
Wow, I love it. Makes sense. Whatever. There's there isn't any questions at the moment, but I will
Perfect.
go back.
Yeah.
I will go back to your slides.
Yeah. Go through the slides again. Like, and I recommend just start writing content, like whatever you have, just start putting it out there. Start posting it in the group, even if you don't have anybody. And look, it's easy. You can just go into like Google, search for a bunch of restaurant owners in any country you want on Google, and just message them like, hey, I have a free group for restaurant owners where I'm showing people for free how to get 50 to 100 new customers. Would you like to join? And people now start joining your group, right? It's free value. You're going to be putting like content there. You're going to be putting like education pieces there. So a business owner, maybe sometimes they feel like, oh, like you want a meeting? Oh, it's a little intimidating, right? A lot of people are like, oh, like I don't know you yet. But if you say, hey, business owner, like I'm just here, giving some free value, helping other restaurant owners for free. If you want to join my group, like feel free to join my group. I have a group called here. What did you call it?
Yeah, I call it scaling, and I call it scaling restaurants to. I think I'll change it. Yeah.
Yeah, you put it.
Oh yeah, where do you find it? Oh yeah, but
Yeah, perfect. Scale your restaurant. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, the name is great. Scaling restaurants to 50 to 100 new customers every month. Awesome. I love it. With your power of 3 here, boom, amazing, right? And actually, I would probably say just reduce fresh food waste, just in general. I don't yeah, because it just depends on the restaurant. They might have other, and I would also change this. Remember, we said increase your sales massively in 90 days because it might be more. You don't want to limit it.
Makes sense.
Okay. So yeah, I would change those things. But yeah, you can go into like, literally like if you type restaurant and you go to groups.
Yeah, it's about to see. Yeah, I'm in that one.
Right. Restaurant jobs, hotel, like all of it. Like I would join like so many groups, like doesn't matter because you can post your content, your education, the mission posts, your stories, and then people will find you and they can join your group, and you can just say, hey, I'm providing free value for restaurant owners that want to know how to grow it using Facebook ads and social media. Join my group, Scaling Restaurants to 50 to 100 new customers. I'm gonna showing you some secrets there, really cool stuff. And you start building your group, right? And now when you put this post, right?
Bitch.
Right. So now that you got people in the group and you put this post or you put the mission post or whatever, then people are like, me, that's me. I want help. I want to know more. And now you got leads with the right positioning. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about sales and messenger, exactly what to say and how to move someone from a content to like a close, right? Like a $2,000 or $25,000 close, right? But that's it, man. Like really, it's just a matter of like rinse and repeat, right? Like being really consistent on posting this content and growing it organically that way,
Sure. Lovely. Oof. Andre, I think. Thank you so much, man.
My pleasure, brother.
It was lovely. I'm gonna head down the road now. Well, Ethan head down the road now, and
for sure. Yeah, me too. When I get something to eat.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds good, brother.
I'll
Come
see you
back
in
prepared tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow, man.
Sure, man. I'll see ya.
Cheers, brother. Bye-bye.